Well, they started part two of the reunion off with the continuation of the lies and the deceitfulness from part one. And also, we understand at this point that this whole season was just full of lies. Leaving off from part one, asking Mill, is there anything of this season that she regrets? And she didn't say anything. And she should have been embarrassed after what she's done to Wendy. So they go on and talk about and continue to talk about how Giselle felt uncomfortable being in a room alone with Chris. And I don't think it was a big deal. I don't think it was anything. But Giselle seemed to have turned this around and said Candace made it bigger than it really was. Well, it would not have been an issue if you would not have lied or made it an issue. And you would have made it, Giselle, bigger than it was had you not been caught in your lies. Meanwhile, Mill decides that she wants to interject herself into the conversation, and Candace told her to shut up, basically. And Giselle went ahead and corrected Mill when she said, well, Candace, just go ahead and admit that your husband made your friend did something inappropriate. And Giselle corrected her and said, no, feel uncomfortable. That is just a broad statement and it can go anywhere. Uncomfortable. But because this is a male and a female, people would just automatically assume that it is something other than friendship, I would say. They also confronted Ashley about, Andy asked Ashley about her friend making an accusation about Chris touching her or even making a pass at her. And Ashley said that she believed her friend at the time, and she said that she was shocked to see the video, but her friend told her that the words did not match with the audio. And that was just crazy because irregardless, the audio is the audio. And to make something bigger, they were trying to call Eddie Happy Eddie to inject him into their foolishness. And Wendy is correct. It's like if a man shows respect to a lady, hello, how you doing? They are to assume, oh, he's making a pass at me. But guess what? Everybody don't want you. Some people are just nice and have just hospitality, and everybody don't want you. Then they go on to talk about Robin and she pulling out this speaker, whereas she was playing the audio of Candace Instagram Live, and she was talking about the ladies and their businesses and how that's the only thing that they focuses their. I think that Robin tried to embarrass Candace, and like she said, it backfired. But that was her part she wanted to play in Giselle's scheme. And of course, the natural her who did not hear or either acknowledge that Candace actually complimented her business and said things nice about her business. But she never apologized as usual. Nothing is wrong with what she does, and she's quick to condemn somebody else. But then Wendy did call Candace out on her friendship and loyalty to Robin, and I feel that Candace should be aware of Robin and how she operates. And then Giselle, they go in to talk about her little to no storyline. They talked about the progress of her home. And then they get into talking about her operation having her hysterectomy. And of course, she shared that moment on camera. She talks about the Reasonably Shady podcast and the progress and how well they're doing. They do have 50 million downloads as of that moment. And they talked about the businesses that they actually do have because Reasonably Shady, they did a live show as well as Karen has a variety live show. And then last season, Wendy, I believe, came out with candles as well as Karen have a candle line. So, and then you throw Mill in there of trying to upstand everybody with this big old unnecessary candle. And now you can see why the brothers kicked both of them out of the business. Allegedly, Karen talked about her Ladams, and she said she can say Ladam rise, and they come to her calling. And Andy asked Karen if Robin had a following, what would they be called? And Karen responded, boring. And Giselle tried to get a moment talking about his hysterectomy. And, you know, as a female myself, you should understand the process that people go through and the emotion behind different things. But when you're dealing with someone who is just conniving and evil and come between relationships and families and things like that, it's kind of hard to feel something for that person. So we can just move on for that, and I hope she is doing well. However, that could have been her storyline because that would have connected with so many young ladies, people, women in general out there, and there's a support that we have that are going through those things. Just tell that story. Everything doesn't have to be drama and reading, okay? So Andy asked her, does she expect people to share more of their story? And she doesn't share her story. And her response that she don't want to share her story with people she don't like. And she pretty much indicated, pointed in Wendy's direction. And they talked about the conniving and bullying type personality she has. And the thing is, she would take a story and she would try to just put it on 10. You know, it'll be on 1, but she would put it on 10. And the thing is that the way she goes about it and what it could affect is very, very dangerous. And see, this is just another example of this made up year or season they had. Mia accuses Wendy of cheating. And I don't think it is a situation where Mia was talking about Wendy meeting up with Peter from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. He was at one point married to Cynthia Bailey. But the thing is that she would have taken that information if she would fail for meeting up with Peter. Mia would have taken that information and made it bigger than what it really was. And she just blatantly lied off the top of her head. I mean, just liar. But of course, nobody believed her. And of course, Wendy expressed how disappointed she was with how the group handled the situation or the assault that Mia allegedly had given to Wendy. She threw a drink on her and tried to hit her with her purse. And how they are condoning her behavior. Whereas when Monique assaulted, allegedly, Candace, they were so high in glory and mighty. Oh no, you shouldn't do that. Now, Giselle does not like Wendy, but right is right and wrong is wrong. And this right now will just tell you she is revealing what type of person she is. She has no shame. None. Zero. And it's scary and even embarrassing. At one point, Robin even made the comment that is what we do. We share our lives on national TV or on television. Robin, and knowing that you had this information this whole season and you did not share this information, you rather have deflected by coercing with Giselle to attack Candace's husband, Chris. Shame on you. But Robin's behavior throughout this season, attacking Wendy. First, it started in the beginning when they were in the studio, and Charisse she had to get up between them because she was the aggressor. Okay, they were in an argument, and once she got up, she was the aggressor. Then we have this instance where they're in Miami at Bar One, and Wendy throws a drink on her and hits her with her purse, allegedly. And you're telling her, like, this is what a third grader would say. If you're going to fight her, you fight her. If you're going to fight her, then you fight her. You know what you said, and you know what you meant when you said it. You are trying to entice Wendy to go after you so that you can have another storyline or a reason to hate her or not like her, just like Giselle. But at one point, I distinctively heard Mia say that she attacked Wendy because Wendy said something about her husband. Now on the show, I don't know what I attacked her for. I don't remember. She was just going on and on and on. You just made up your narrative that way, and you were wrong. But I do like the part that Ashley came to Wendy's defense. And as much as sometimes Ashley would get under your skin a little bit, but she was right about that. Wrong is wrong. Whether you like somebody or not, wrong is wrong. And when Wendy went to your room later on to resolve the issue and thought maybe you had apologized truly, you turned it into a sexual thing. When, I don't know, but it's hard for us to believe Mia in many instances.
I just want to understand. I think it's really important if we personalize it a little bit, you know. Yes. For me, you all know I own the plantation that my ancestors were raised on. So colorism was taught very early on. The darker pigment person was in the field. The lighter woman was in the house negro. I can tell you, it takes a conscious effort to change that which has been placed within us, that indoctrinated, thank you, darling, that never was supposed to be there. What Candace is clearly saying is based upon the pigmentation of her skin, but given the same circumstances, she's judged more harshly than Robin or I would.
So as always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment below. Bye now.